In editing this tape out here on this 4th of July in Hawaii, I find that by duplicating on our new recording machines, we have eliminated a great deal of the unnecessary and distracting noises that were originally a part of this tape. But we have not entirely made a perfect tape, since we could not change the volume as it went into the machine in the beginning. However, I have kept this tape in our work because of the importance of the message. And hearing it through again today, I feel like adding this note to it. As students, we are attaining that mind that was in Christ Jesus. We are achieving the Christ, or realizing the Christ. In some degree, as time goes on, we unfold more and more and more in spiritual consciousness, because we are living, moving, and having our being daily, constantly, in the secret place of the Most High. Now, there comes a day in the experience of each one of us when, sometimes just for a second, we catch a glimpse of the Christ. We are touched by it. And we know that a new experience has come into our lives. As the Christ touches us, we know things that heretofore were unknown to us. We see things that heretofore we have not seen, and we hear things that before this were never heard by man. Naturally, this begins only in a slight measure. And it is for this reason that students must not be impatient. Of this you may be assured, once you have been touched by the Christ, the inevitable is going to happen. You are going to go on and on and on, unfolding and unfolding and unfolding, unless you yourself become satisfied with some measure of outer demonstration. If you should find yourself in possession of health, greater harmony, more abundant supply, and then neglect to give the greater part of your time and thought and energy and money to the devotion of this attainment of the Christ, do not be surprised if you lose both your inner spiritual progress and the added things that have come to you. This has happened to many in the past. I could even give you much scriptural authority for this. Now, as this measure of the Christ descends upon you, it takes over the activity of your daily life. Remember this, won't you please? It is the realized Christ that does this for you. It is not your declaring it. It is not your thinking about it. It is the measure of your realization of it. Then you do not have to concern yourself with how to treat or how long to treat. This very Christ of you gives you every treatment necessary for every experience. It provides you with everything necessary for your unfoldment. What does? The degree of your realization of the Christ. And that is why some show forth small measures of improved outer conditions and some greater. And to some, the changes are so startling that all of the friends and relatives notice it. Now, the reason for this is the amount or the degree of realized Christ. You may say, how can I increase this degree of realization? You can't. All that you can do is study, read, meditate, associate with those of a measure of developed spiritual consciousness. And above all, in your association with your fellow students on the path of the infinite way, keep your conversation in heaven. Do not come down to the world's level of gossip and rumor and hearsay and fear and worry. You are not going to be saved by the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. You are not going to be saved by communism or capitalism. You are not going to be saved by a change of administration. You who have taken the name of Christ are going to be saved by the degree of your realization of Christ. I can guarantee you liberty, freedom, health, wholeness, harmony, wealth in Christ, through Christ, regardless of what evils come nigh the dwelling place of those still dealing in and with material sense. You are not going to put your faith in human documents, in weapons of warfare. You are going to rely on your realization of Christ, the divinity of your being, and you are going to let it show forth the harmonies of God in your experience, and thus you will be that man who has his being in Christ. From Hawaii on the 4th of July, wishing you were here, aloha,